All three banks just called in our loans. Without a noble alliance, the Voss family won't survive the quarter.
Lila's engagement is set. The Greys will come for her in 3 days. Lila's been in an accident!
We're done. The Voss family is finished.
Elias, I'm begging you. You're the only one who can save this family.
You want me to put on a dress and walk down the aisle? Mum, have you lost your mind?
The Greys arrive tomorrow. They won't marry a vegetable. You're slender with delicate features. With makeup, no one will know.
Besides, you're into men anyway, aren't you? You're sick!
Please, my boy. I'm begging you.
Orion Gray, please, just never find out.
The Voss bride arrives at 3. You will be at the altar.
There it is again, Mum. I'm just a pawn to you.
This marriage was settled a long time ago, so stop bargaining. Marry the girl, and you can do whatever the hell you want.
You said it.
The first time I saw him, why is my heart racing like this?
Here she comes, today's convenient bride. Is she into me? Gross.
Please, be kind to me.
Likewise, wifey.
Orion! Orion, you told me this was all for show!
Cordy, I never said I loved you.
I waited 3 years for you! And you're tossing me aside for some woman?!
Throw you away? I won't even touch her.
Mr. Vanderbilt, please, you should leave.
Congratulations, Mrs. Gray. What a lovely daughter-in-law.
Orion, give your wife a toast.
To the marriage, then.
Sir, are you okay?
Why am I burning up?
Lila, get your husband to his room.
My cover's blown. My sister is dead. Ryan Gray, for God's sake, forget everything that happened last night.
Let's see how long our dear Mrs. Gray can keep this act up.
Sweetheart?
You were all over me last night. Now you won't even look at me.
Sir, you were drunk. Nothing happened last night.
Was I? I remember every detail. I'll play along.
Does he know? If he does, the Voss family is done for. What the hell do I do? Run. Just run tonight.
Open your mouth, Leela.
Thank you, sir. I'm full.
What's wrong? Don't you like my son?
Come on, Leela. Why so cold? You weren't like this last night. Is he teasing me? Has he lost his mind? Be good.
Mr. Voss, Orion wants you back inside.
What did you call me?
Mr. Voss.
He said, try to run again, and the Voss group makes headlines by morning.
My wifey, you might want to dress for that. Climbing fences isn't very ladylike. Layla is dead, and I'm her brother. This marriage is a fraud! Name your price, my life or my money, and I'll pay it. Oh, feisty. Just leave my family alone. Whatever the Vosses owe, I'll repay with my life. A lifetime? Perfect. Last night left me wanting more. Well, the feistier, the better. Relax, my wifey. I like this. The brother version of Leela is much more appealing. Crying? That's not how you were last night.
A man? This Leela is a man!
Ma'am, the maid found it this morning.
Let's go. Take me to see it.
A seat for Mr. Voss.
Mom, stop!
The Vosses passed a man off as a bride! The story hits the front page in 3 hours!
Then punish me. Just me. His name is Elias Voss! He's the one I chose to marry! Anyone lays a finger on him, you go through me! Let go of me! It's too late! Don't please. I was so wrong. Orion Gray! I will hate you for the rest of my life!
Elias, open your eyes!
Are you insane? You jumped in front of a car.
Not the first time I've been insane.
First strike didn't kill. There's always a second.
You don't get to leave me. You promised me a lifetime, remember? Leela, I'm sorry. He didn't call me. He called his sister. From now on, make it up to you in my life.
The SUV had fake plates, but the perfume residue inside is a custom blend made exclusively for Cordelia.
Cordelia.
Also, your mother called a family board meeting in 3 days. The agenda is stripping you of your inheritance.
He's stable, but there's a cerebral hematoma. When he wakes up, he may have lost up to 6 months of memory.
Memory loss. So maybe he'll forget everything I did to him.
I failed him. I sent him to his death in that wedding dress.
Shut up. Make the Greys take responsibility.
Mr. Voss, your son just opened his eyes, and that's where your mind goes.
Mrs. Grey, have a bite first.
Mrs. Grey?
In this household, no one deserves that title more than you.
But I'm a man.
Sir, Orion doesn't mind, and neither do I. In love, there are only two roles, the lover and the beloved.
Edward, get out.
Ma'am, the patient needs to rest.
Patient? He's nothing but the product of a scam. Sign it, Mr. Voss. This marriage never existed. The Greys will cut you a check, and we're done.
Mrs. Grey!
You said there are only two roles in love, Edward.
I told you no one touches him! You want to get to him? You go through me!
Are you crazy?
I'm finally seeing clearly. Cordelia tried to kill him, and you tipped off the press. Do you hate him more than his worst enemy?
I'm protecting family.
This marriage is the laughingstock of the city!
Have you seen the news today?
You made that I feel like I've been here before. Well, you stayed here for a few days before.
Mr. Gray, welcome home.
They know I'm a man?
In this house, Orion's word is law. If he says you're Mrs. Gray, then you are.
You're Elias Voss, and the lady of this household. How do you know I like this? You told me before. We had a good relationship before, right? No, it wasn't good. Huh? I hurt you. So this time, I want to start over and court you properly.
Mrs. Gray, Orion was afraid you'd fall apart, so he kept it from you.
No, it can't be.
I'm here.
So the wedding dress, it wasn't just to cover for my sister for a while. It was to live her whole life for her. Orion Gray, I don't want you to chase me. I want you to stand with me and find who killed my sister.
Elias, I truly had no idea you'd be pushed down the steps that day. I'm so sorry.
Cordelia, I've lost my memory. I heard you dated Orion for 3 years?
That's all in the past.
I'll play along while I sharpen my knife.
Cordia, would you mind if I borrow your phone for 5 minutes?
My phone?
What's wrong? Got something to hide?
Cordelia, your spot's blocked. The front desk is handling it.
Put it down!
This phone is the same model my sister used.
That proves nothing.
What about the passcode? My sister's was her birthday 03112.
She chewed the SIM card to bits, but tech recovered the residual data. This number is the last person Leela called before the crash.
She's the one who lured my sister to meet.
So it wasn't an accident.
Mom, did you set up a meeting between Cordelia and Leela before the wedding?
I set up their meeting, but I had nothing to do with the crash.
Leela, I'm here. I wore your wedding dress, but I couldn't protect you. But I promise you, I'm going to make everyone involved pay.
Son, I'm so sorry. To you and to Layla.
From now on, finding who did this is our mission together.
I failed Elias. I was the one who pushed him into your family.
So how do you plan to make it right?
Voss Group's entire cash flow for the next quarter is at your disposal. Just keep him safe.
Mrs. Gray! In
Any comments on the male bride rumors?
Everyone, I'd like you to meet my husband, Elias Voss.
Orion, are you gonna drag the whole family into scandal?
Your choice, Mom. Lead the applause or let everyone watch you slap your own son.
Congratulations, Mr. Voss. Rising from the ashes.
Lovely gloves, Cordelia. Is that a recorder tucked under your cuff?
He's faking the amnesia. He remembers everything.
And force him to tell the truth.
Can you arrange a private meeting for me?
Fine. On one condition. After the meeting, he signs the divorce papers willingly.
Deal.
A derelict dock. It's a trap, I know. But if I don't go, she'll just hurt someone else. I'll go with you. If you're there, she won't talk. Give me Raven, a recording device in 2 hours. I'll handle the rest.
Keep your location tracker on the entire time.
Elias, if you get a single scratch on you, I am done with the Gray family.
You've got some nerve showing up.
Tell me what happened to my sister.
She asked me to meet to call off the engagement. I was driving her home. I didn't hit her. Another car came screaming down the hill and rammed into us.
Another car?
The plate was registered under Olivia's name. Believe it or not, either way, you're not leaving here for a few days. Mr. Voss, a man like Orion never settles for just one love. He'll come crawling back to me sooner or later. Olivia's already with Arion for questioning. Care to join her? You think locking me up ends this? The SUV driver was Arion's uncle, his mother's own brother!
I admit I told my brother to pull up outside your place.
And then?
I just wanted to scare him off. I never meant to kill anyone.
But your brother ran down and killed Leela Voss.
What?
Your brother was behind Leela's crash. He forced Cordelia to drive. She was just a pawn.
That can't be.
You've always said our orientation is an illness. But look closely. The sick one isn't me or Elias. It's you.
My boy.
Don't cry, Mom. I need you and Dad to do one thing tonight.
Name it.
Transfer 30% of Voss Group's shares to a charitable fund under Leela's name. From now on, every cent Voss makes goes to protect girls like Leela.
Okay.
What about the remaining shares?
Keep the rest for yourselves. As of today, I'm done with you. Next time something like this happens, I'm going with you. What about your mother? I'll vote her off the board at tomorrow's family meeting. That's exactly why I can't let her keep making these choices.
A week before you lost your memory, we had an argument. You recorded it.
Why would I record it?
Because you suspected Olivia and I were in it together. You wanted evidence.
Cordelia, I may not love Orion, but I'm begging you, leave everyone connected to my sister Leela alone.
She had it coming. She stole Orion from me.
Orion isn't an object. He doesn't belong to anyone. So the me before the amnesia. Already fought for myself once.
Orion, I never really owed you anything. My parents wronged me. Your mother wronged me. Cordelia wronged me. And so did I.
Your wrongs started the moment I walked into your home in that wedding dress.
But you're also the only one who never ran away from that moment on.
Elias, let's get a divorce.
What?
This marriage started out all wrong. I won't let it be a chain around your neck for life. So divorce first. Then, as the heir of the Grey family, I'll propose to you again. Mr. Elias Vos, will you marry me all over again?
Orion, just listen to me one last time tonight.
Orion, I was wrong. Take this vial. Pour it into his drink. It'll wipe his memory clean, and he'll go back to the Vosses. You can go back to Cordelia, and all this will be over.
Mum, you still haven't understood a word I said.
I understand! I saw you on your knees for him!
Mom, you are no longer a director of the Grey family.
Can you really do it? I made my choice the day you were pushed down those steps.
First, a motion to remove Olivia Sterling from the board. Reason: conspiracy to inflict bodily harm using the Grey family name. All evidence has been submitted.
As extended kin of the Grey family and head steward, I second the motion.
Mr. Orion Gray, are you trying to burn down the kitchen as grounds for divorce?
Oh, I thought fried eggs were the easiest thing.
Sir, please step back.
I'll teach you. First beat the eggs, then put them in the pan. So I'm collecting evidence, one little moment at a time. You didn't answer me last night. To which part?
Point 2. I thank Orion Gray for risking his life to save me when I was pushed into the path of a car.
Point 3. Our wedding is postponed. The foundation will now fund support for LGBT+ individuals abused by their families.
Mrs. Gray, you're putting your own story on every front page.
I was pushed into the spotlight once. This time I'm holding the camera. I'll be right there with you, nailed to the headlines. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elias Vos. I'm a man. I once walked down the aisle in a wedding gown into the Grey family. Not to commit fraud, but to save my family. Today I have 3 things to say. First, my sister Leela Vos was murdered in cold blood. Second, I am forever grateful to Orion Gray, who threw himself in front of a car for me after I was pushed down those steps. Third, I am a man who loves a man, and I refuse to hide it any longer. As heir to the Gray family, I'm done hiding too.
Orion! You're throwing this entire family to the wolves!
Mr. Huff, you hold 3.2% of Gray's outstanding shares. My father owned 41% before he passed away.
What do you mean?
Simply this. You're free to resign and cash out tonight. If the stock drops tomorrow, I'll buy your state myself. From now on, Gray money only backs those who stand with us. Raven, prepare our passports, medical power of attorney, and joint property agreements. If the law doesn't catch up in 30 years, these contracts will tie us together until it does.
Orion, my sister says, either you come back to Zurich and confess, or he goes to hell with me.
You want to shoot me? I'll give you 3 seconds.
3 seconds is enough for me to fire 3 shots.
You did my mother's dirty work. You killed a girl with an SUV, and now you try to murder my husband. Did you think the Greys and the Vosses were your personal punching bags?
I was just covering for my sister. She promised me a big payoff if I kept Leela away from Orion.
Your sister is Olivia Sterling?
Yes, she's in Zurich. Passport number X9920.
As the Grey heir, I'm signing off on a red notic for Olivia Sterling with Interpol.
Sir, are you sure you can do this?
She should have known from the day I was born. I'm not an extension of her. I am my own person.
Your father would be so proud of you today if he were here.
Leela, today I've invited the woman who really killed you to dinner.
Orion, are you trying to kill me?
Did you come back for my wedding, Mum?
You talk about a wedding, but you really want to crucify me.
Mrs. Sterling, have a drink first.
I won't drink anything you pour! Your parents tricked my son with poisoned wine the same way!
So you tried to poison me back, and he ended up taking it all. All 3 of us, poisoned by the same hand. Mrs. Sterling, I want an answer. Did you order your brother to go after Leela that day?
But I never told him to kill her. I just said, stop her from marrying into the Greys.
I'll carry those words to my sister.
I've lost everything, Orion. But the one thing I got right was bringing you into this world.
And my biggest mistake was not saying no to you sooner. You can cry. No one's watching.
Orion, this was your father's most treasured photo.
Did you ever hate my mother?
I did. But she was a pawn too. She loved your father, but his heart always belonged to me. She took her revenge out on you and on herself.
Uncle Edward, you leave the servants' quarters and move into the main house with us?
Your father is watching from above. He's smiling today.
I'm changing my surname. No more Voss. You gave me life and raised me, but you also threw me to the wolves. Changing my name isn't about hate. It's about giving the Voss name back to Leela. From today on, my name is Elias Lay.
Son, can Can you ever forgive me?
Forgiveness isn't up to me, but I don't hate you anymore. Mr. Lay, your new ring. I had it inscribed inside.
This place. What's coming back to you? I walked through that door in a wedding gown. Yes, I did all of it. I'm not asking you to forgive me now. Just give me every day ahead to prove I deserve to stand by your side. I remember every cruel thing you did. And I remember every time you risked your life to save me after. So I see two Orions in front of me. The ruthless heir and the man who knelt outside my family home for me. I can't pretend the first one doesn't exist. I understand. So I need some time. Alone.
Orion.
He's leaving.
He never said he wouldn't come back.
I hurt him this badly. What reason would he have to come back?
Your father let me go the same way once. I waited years. I did Trey, never saw him again.
Do you regret it?
Not one bit. Because I knew the one I was waiting for was the right one.
The book's previous owner was a handsome young man. He said he was going to wait for someone his whole life.
Is that so?
What about you, young man? Someone you're waiting for?
I am.
Does he know you're waiting?
He doesn't know if I'm waiting or not.
Then let him know. Love isn't a guessing game.
How long have you been following me?
Since the moment you got off the plane.
Orion.
He didn't send me. This was my choice. I said, as long as you're under my watch, I'm staying.
Raven, why did you choose my side?
Because I was once the one who put on a wedding dress to pay my family's debts. I've seen every scar you carry.
She was holding a photo of you and Leela this morning when she collapsed.
Can they save her?
The doctors gave her 3 days at most.
Son, put the headphones on.
Mom, Elias told me he likes men. If you ever push him too far, please stand by him.
My biggest regret is that I never truly listened to Layla's words.
Mom.
Ryan rushed here early this morning and has been waiting outside. Son, he's worthy of you.
Thank you for coming.
I'll always be where you need me.
Orion, I have one last question.
Go ahead.
If we start over, can we let go of the marriage, the Mrs. Grey title, all the labels? Just two ordinary men, starting from scratch? Yes. Hi, I'm Elias Lay. Hi, Elias Lay. I'm Orion Grey. Nice to meet you. It takes a lifetime to learn. Today at my mother's grave, I introduced my partner, Orion Grey. Elias! I'm here. It's not easy loving people like us. We'll make up for all the love she and Lisa missed out on. Leela, Mom is with you now. You won't be alone anymore. Layla, I'm sorry. The Grey family's debt cost you your life. I can never repay that. But I'll live twice as hard for your brother.
The family house is yours.
Keep it for your retirement, Dad.
I don't want it. I'm moving to a small town near the cemetery. I'll tend to their graves every day.
Dad.
Son, before your mother passed, she told me her biggest regret was not holding you before you put on that wedding dress. Now, can I hold you, son?
Are you leaving again? Not leaving forever. Just going to live a little. Where? All the places Leisha dreamed of seeing but never did. I'll see them for her. Take in what she missed. Can I wait for you? You can wait, but don't just wait. Use this time to do what you want. Expand the Grey Foundation's initiative for vulnerable youth. Make sure no boy ever has to wear a wedding dress against his will again. I will.
From today, you are no longer Mrs. Grey. You are Elias Lay.
Uncle Edward, why not go out and see the world too? You lived out your love for my father. Now live for yourself.
I'd like that.
I'm coming, with or without his permission.
Fine, but no walking ahead of me and no walking behind. Right beside me.
Flight OG-227 to Reykjavik begins boarding.
Elias, can I ask you one last question? Yeah. If we meet again someday, will you let me hold your hand once more? Orion Grey, if we ever stand in that same hall again like the first time, this time I'll be the one to take your hand. I'll wait for you, Elias Lay.
Waiting isn't love. Love is coming to find you.